Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Brookings Harbor and all the fishing boats at sea. I'm Cousin Bruce Ellis.
And I'm Kat Liddell. And this is the Insider Report. So let your ears do the walking as we fill you in on what's going on in the Brookings Harbor area and beyond.
Well, hello, and welcome to this week's show that keeps you in the know. And welcome back, Kat. I'm so glad to have you.
Nice to be back. I needed a day of rest after that teen play. Those kids wore me out, but they did such a great job.
Yeah.
So I am beyond proud of them. It wasn't just like they worked hard on the show. It was polished. That was one of the most polished youth productions I've seen in a long time.
They took an effort. They went out on it.
Yeah, it was great. Everyone was enjoying themselves. Tons of laughter throughout. And I was just like, you guys did an excellent job. I could not be prouder of them. And now I'm going to break everything down. I'm going to haul it all home and I'm going to rest for
That's right. That's what you did.
for a day. And now I'm going to take a nap before we start the next things.
So what'd you do this weekend? Just hang out and be cool?
Oh, gosh. No, this weekend it was like, one, it was like catching up on bookkeeping and all that stuff where I, fill out the grant reports, do all that stuff. So it was a work, but not a labor-intensive work of like hauling stuff in and out, but which was fine by me. And then me and Jason played some board games and watched some movies and
relaxed.
It actually felt relaxing for once. Yeah, for a good stretch here. So, we're enjoying it. He's enjoying the first day of spring break. I'm sure Junior's enjoying the first day of spring break,
he is too. Yeah, he's been enjoying it since Friday when I picked him up to school.
I know they say it's Monday through Friday, but really it starts that Friday afternoon for the kids.
You got more than just, you got 9 days, It's 9 days of love right there. So that's it. So.
Oh, baby, yes.
Yeah, so he had fun. You mentioned that about doing the work, and it's like on the computer because, you know what? When I'm putting the paper together, I do it in my home and everything. I flip on a movie. I usually put a movie on I don't got to pay attention to, like one I've already seen. Because if I put on something like that, then I get stupid. I'm going, I just missed that. I got to rewind a whole million times. So what I do is I put on something I've already seen, but just background. I work, and it's almost like, it's not work. It's not work, especially when you enjoy doing what you're doing. Now,
absolutely.
I'm putting the April issue together, and plus, I want to do some stuff with Junior this week,
Sure.
We want to go down there to Crescent City, hit the bowling alley. He wants to go to Ocean World and all that good stuff.
Fun.
And so I want to get all my work done so I can do that with him. So, and it's supposed to be raining like Thursday, so that'll be perfect.
Yeah, it worked out.
It worked out good. But that's pretty much it. Just a bunch of catch up and all that. And then they've got the vendors, and all that stuff. So it's endless, but if you do it right, put it together and make it work for you. I have, like I said, a great system. Put on sports or whatever. I'm watching the race, doing my paper, whatever, working on something like that. It fits right in. Yeah, I found my groove, and it don't. Bruce's new groove. Yeah, it's a good groove. It's an old groove, but it's a good groove.
There you go.
Yeah, so that's it. We just did that all this weekend. So we're gonna have some fun this week. It's spring break, and it doesn't matter what the weather's like. So there we go. So, hey, hope you all got out there and did something, had some fun this weekend. And we're supposed to have a couple days, nice days. We tape on Mondays. So, we're having a pretty day today, hopefully tomorrow, and maybe Wednesday. But then after that, it's supposed to get crazy again. So
we'll see what happens.
We live in Oregon, and it's bipolar Oregon. So there we go. So you never know what's going to happen. Hey, all right. Well, before we get going, I'd like to thank the Oregon South Coast Fishermen, otherwise known as the Castaways, and Oregon Coast VIP Marketing for sponsoring the Insider Report. And if you'd like to sponsor our show or one of the other fine shows here at KCIW, you just got to go to kciw.org and you will be on your merry way. Hey, let's get this thing starting off. We got a nice music schedule for April.
And we've got some April dates.
And still some April
stuff coming up. All right, so starting off with Cisco on the 28th of March. They're playing at the Chetco Activity Center from 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. On the 29th, Cisco will be at the Brookings Harbor Farmers Market from 10:30 to 1:30. Then on the 4th, 12th, 19th, and 26th of April, Cisco will also be at the Farmers Market again, playing from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. A little slight change there. And then on the 25th of April, he'll be at the Chetco Activity Center playing from 11 a.m. to 1:30.
Yes, indeed. And Mike Powell will be playing on the 28th at Chetco Brewing Company from 6 to 8.
And then over at the Inoteca down in Crescent City, they've got a music lineup, and they have music on Fridays from 7 to 9. On Saturdays, the music runs from 8 to 10. So on the 28th, they're having stand-up comedy. On the 29th, Morgan and Schmidt. On the 5th and the 19th of April, the Mighty Steelheads are playing. On the 6th of April, they'll host the Italian Guys. And then on the 11th of April, Black GTO will be playing.
Yes, indeed. And Misty Mountain Brewing, their music runs from 6 to 8. On the 28th, they got Lon Goddard. And then in April, on the 4th, they got Patty Ann. On the 5th, Black GTO. And on the 12th, Lon Goddard again.
And then Augustino's down in the Port on the 30th of this month, March. They're hosting Danielle and Ohana, playing at 2 p.m.
Yep, and then Black GTO, once again, they'll be on the 4th at Chetco Brewing, 6 to 8. On the 5th, Misty Mountain Brewing, 6 to 8. And on the 11th, Inateca, 8 to 10. Yeah.
And then we have For Disturbing the Peace. They're playing on the 18th of April at Chetco Brewing. Music there runs from 6 to 8 p.m.
And the Chetco Effect is going to be playing on the 13th at Augustino's, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
And then Latitude is playing on the 6th of April at Augustino's from 2 to 4 p.m. And then on the 11th, they'll be at Kuntai playing from 6 to 8.
That's another one of Mark McDonald's projects he's working on there. Latitude, he just sent that one with the Chetco Effect. So, yeah, very good.
Nice, okay.
They get out there. Oh, they always, that's the gig. You got to have 2 bands.
Is that a requirement?
I think it's a minimum 2 bands. If you got more, hey, more power to you. But
I know.
There's always everybody around here has got 2 bands. Yeah. Except for me. I got no bands. All right. And Lon Goddard on the 12th, he'll be at Misty Mountain Brewing, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And on the 4th and the 16th, he'll be at Kuntai, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m.
All right. And then Patty Ann has a lineup for the whole month of April. On the 4th, she'll be at Misty Mountain Brewing from 6 to 8. On the 12th, at the Curry Democrats office for the second Saturday Art Walk from 3 to 5 p.m. And then on the 19th, she'll be at the Kuntai from 6 to 8. And finally, on the 25th of April, she'll be playing at Chetco Brewing from 6 to 8 p.m.
That's right. And hey, the Italian guys, on the 6th, they'll be at the Inateca.
And then the Mighty Steelheads are playing on the 5th and 19th at the Inateca, and they have a note that it's 8 to 10 p.m. those days.
Mm-hmm. And the Elk Valley Casino, doors open 7 p.m. Music starts at 8. On the 5th, they got Earth Gang. That's a tribute to Kool and the Gang and Earth, Wind, and Fire. On the 12th, they have a comedy night with headliner Mike Betancourt. And then on the 19th, they've got Kanan Smith.
All right.
There you go. That's it for the music. If you're out there, yeah.
Start planning for April. There you go.
That's right. And if you got your band out there or you musician and you want to hear your name on here where you're playing at, then you better go ahead and send me an email to captaincurry541@gmail.com and I will make that happen.
Cool.
No problemo. Mm-hmm. We got the power.
All right. Well, let's turn our attention to the schedule of events over at the Chetco Library at 405 Alder Street in Brookings. To start things off, a rundown of their weekly events. On Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m., they have story time, and that's stories, songs, and games for young children. And then at 1:30 p.m., they have a free chair yoga class. On Wednesdays at 1:30 p.m., they have after-school activities, and this includes homework help, a creation station, and snacks for school-age kids. Then on Thursdays at 1:30, they have another free chair yoga class. And at 4 p.m. on Thursdays, they have after-school activities. Again, that's homework help. On Thursdays, they focus on STEM projects and games. And, of course, they've got those snacks, all for school-age kids. And then at 5:30 on Thursdays, they have a free Easy Flow yoga class. This is a beginner's yoga class. It includes poses which require getting up and down from the floor. So they just want people to be aware of that. And then on Saturdays every week at 1 p.m., they have Saturday Shuffle. That's Magic the Gathering and more. You can stop by the River Room every week, and players can bring their favorite deck and play Magic the Gathering. Gamers of all kinds are also welcome to bring a favorite card or board game from their own collection. They can also browse the library's games and find a crew to play with. And then on second and fourth Saturdays of the month at 1 p.m., they have Teens Teach Tech. So every Saturday between 1 and 3, you can drop by the library annex building, that's 402 Alder Street, with your device or your tech questions, and you can get personalized help from a trained cyber senior technology mentor. Their mentors are young people who've been trained to teach technology to older adults and are standing by to help you with your smartphone, iPad, or computer. This is a free service, and it's presented in partnership with Harmony and Me Music. And then coming up in monthly and special events rounding out the month of March here, just a note from the librarians that on March 26th at 1 p.m., their Craft and Connect event with Kim is filled to capacity. So there's only a wait list for that at this time. So if you want to get in touch and see if there's wait list spots, you can do that. But at this point, the class is full. And then on the 26th at 5:30 p.m., they have their Look Back Book Club. So in this book club, adults and older teens are invited to revisit classic books from their childhoods and dare to ask themselves, how do they hold up now? Are they just as good, worse, or maybe even better than we remember? Light refreshments are served at that book club, and this month the club is reading and discussing Pippi Longstocking, a classic one there. And then finally, on the last Saturday of this month, the 29th, they want folks to know that they are going to be having a table at Harbor Game Con. They're inviting folks to come by, spin a prize wheel, suggest games for the library's ever-growing Library of Things and Board Games collection. Maybe even get a library card if you don't have one and just stop and say hi. And if you need more information about library events and services, you can visit chetcolibrary.org. You can follow them for updates on Facebook, or you can always give them a call at 541-469-7738.
And next week we'll have a whole nother lineup.
Throwing April events right at your face.
I'm telling you. Woo.
There you go.
That library is kicking.
Oh, man. Hey, now it's time for quotes from famous people with Cousin Bruce.
Yeah, hey, here are a few quotes from English poet Elizabeth Barrett Browning. She was born March 6, 1806. She said, "Light tomorrow with today. If you desire faith, then you have faith enough. Measure not the work until the day's out and the labor is done. And last but not least, he lives most life, whoever breathes most air." Yeah. Hope you enjoyed this week's quotes from Elizabeth Barrett Browning with Cousin Bruce. Until next week, hey, have a great one.
Very nice.
Yeah, very cool.
Oh,
I like that last one.
it is, yeah. It's a little inspirational, All right. Well, there is a Curry Women in Business CCD event featuring chocolate and peanut butter introductions.
Woohoo!
And that's happening at La Florida, Mexico at 541 Chetco Avenue in Brookings on the 26th. That's a Wednesday from 5 to 7 p.m. Finish the month off strong by connecting, learning, and growing with an incredible community of women in business. This month's meeting is going to include a small business spotlight with guest speaker Bruce Ellis. That name sounds familiar, from the Insider of Southern Oregon. And there's going to be chocolate and peanut butter introductions by all attendees. That means come prepared to tell us about yourself, your business, or organization, and tell folks what you want from your WIBCCD group. There's going to be fun raffle prizes, and they invite folks to bring something to share, whether it's products, gift cards, artwork, or merchandise. Let your imagination shine. And what you'll experience, they'll have access to valuable resources. You can build meaningful relationships with other women in business, learn from expert speakers, and share ideas in a supportive environment. And they invite you to enjoy complimentary refreshments with beverages available for purchase. They invite folks to share this info with a friend and join the fun. And you can RSVP by searching for the event at eventbrite.com. And if you want to know more about Women in Business, they're dedicated to supporting women in Coos, Curry, and Douglas counties by providing monthly opportunities to connect, learn, and grow. Their meetings foster an inclusive, empowering atmosphere where ideas are shared, successes are celebrated, and collaboration thrives.
I'm looking forward to it. It's really neat. I was actually, one of the ladies, Kimberly, she's the one I was getting my website and everything run through and all that stuff. It was just some paperwork, and we were talking. And then when we got done talking, she goes, "Would you like to speak at the?" Well, I mean, the Insider Southern Oregon, I was told it would only go 2 years, first of all, and I created it from scratch, and it's been quite successful. So I got a little bit something to say about those years, that's for sure. So I got a little something to add to the pot there, yeah, for sure. But I love it. I probably know most of the people that are going to be there. Anyways, the ladies probably have done business
Have a nice little
with
party.
me. It'll be nice, yeah. And plus, it's the peanut butter and chocolate thing going on.
If I wasn't running a book club, I'd probably be there.
Good stuff. It's going to be a good night. So
know.
anyways,
Well, cool.
I look forward to seeing everybody
Cool
out there.
beans.
So,
All
very cool.
right.
Hey, Azalea Gardens Monarch Memory Care and Shore Pines Senior Living is presenting Tech Savvy Senior. That's Connecting Made Simple Workshop. This will be at Azalea Gardens Senior Living, located at 755 Elk Drive in Brookings. And this will be happening on the 26th at 3 p.m. This engaging session is designed to help seniors navigate the digital landscape and stay connected through technology while ensuring their safety online. They are pleased to welcome the guest speaker, Tricia Bartlett Iverson, and members of the Teens Teach Tech project will also be present to share their insights and as participants in hands-on activities. They're excited to have this dynamic group join them, bridging the generational gap and fostering a collaborative learning environment. And during the workshop, they will cover key topics, including senior-friendly devices, learn about user-friendly technology options that cater to seniors' needs, social media. You can discover how to use social media platforms to maintain connections with family and friends, and digital entertainment. You can explore various digital entertainment options, including music playlists to enrich your leisure times. And then avoiding online scams. That's a really important one.
Yes.
There, you can gain valuable insights on recognizing and preventing online scams to protect yourself. Because they is out there.
Mm-hmm.
They're out there. And it seems like every time I order online or anything like that, I get this fluctuation of,
And there's
spam calls.
And there's ways that you can minimize that. So I hope they cover that in there. That sounds like a really
that's
great
a good
thing.
one. Especially that last one.
Love the Teens Teach Tech.
That's the ones with Harmony.
They helped do a live streaming of Escape Room at the senior care centers on our last performance. Which was awesome. They're the drop-in help at the library on the second or Saturdays, and those kids are just so sweet and so awesome.
Right.
So,
Very cool. Yeah, Trish has got a good
nice
group
new
there.
project.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta
they come to our events
so much.
They come to our events and stuff and set up their little open mic for the kids and all that stuff. So we've had it.
So nice. All right.
Very good. Always good stuff in the community.
Yeah. Well, let's turn our attention to Harbor Game Con 2025. It's happening on the 29th of March from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., and it's happening at the Brookings Elks Lodge. So it's back for its third year, and the convention will once again be 100% free to attend and open to all ages. Harbor GameCon 2025 will be hosting the following events. They're going to have a schedule of tabletop role-playing and board games, a cosplay contest, a board game library, open card games tables for Magic the Gathering and Pokemon. They're going to have a Magic the Gathering pack giveaway. There's going to be vendors selling crafts, toys, games, and cards, and of course, food and beverages will be available for purchase. And to be notified when games are added to the schedule, as well as to get some early game sign-up information, you can check out their newsletter. You can go to harborgamecon.com to find it.
Very cool, very cool. Hey, and Del Norte and Tribal Lands having a seed exchange 2025. This will be at the Del Norte Fairgrounds main exhibit hall in Crescent City. This will be happening on the 29th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Free seed and plants, free workshops, garden vendors, food vendors, kids activities, and a silent auction. And they say you can bring your extra seeds and plants if you want. No donations are necessary, but this is a fundraiser for the DNATL Community Food Council. For more info on this, you can call 707-460-1606.
All right. And then the Brookings Recorder Ensemble is looking for folks to join them in exploration and enjoyment of playing music for the recorder. This group meets at the Chetco Activity Center on Wednesdays from 1 to 2:30 p.m., and they invite you to bring your recorder and a music stand. They will provide the music.
And I'm bummed out to say, Junior at school, they were going to give recorders out if kids wanted them and stuff, and he decided he didn't want to play an instrument.
What? They make it optional now?
I never did. It wasn't an option when I was a kid. He said, nah, I don't want to.
Well, and that's really sad to me because it feels like music education should be like a required part.
Almost, it was when we were young. It was like you went to that class, you had to do it. Yeah, and he just said, he didn't feel like, well, that's a bummer. I go, Papa played the recorder.
So you didn't require him to play it?
No, I don't push on like that.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
It's really unfortunate.
It is. It really is. Yeah, I looked at him. I go, are you sure? Because it was like we had to do it. That was mandatory. When I was in school, you had to bring the thing home and come back in if you didn't play on it.
Good thing I'm not looking after Junior. I'm like, they say it's required. I say it's mandatory.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, goodness. Well.
Yeah, but if he's not interested in something, he is. He's not interested. So I've dealt with it. It's like,
no, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah,
exposure's always good sometimes.
Yeah.
Man, what a changing world.
I know, isn't it? That's the first thing I thought of was like, I thought that was like you're supposed to, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, and then SWAC spring classes are coming up. Southwestern Oregon Community College offers a variety of classes this spring for credit and for personal interest in a range of topics. Popular fitness classes include low-impact aerobics, better bones and balance, Tai Chi, and yoga. Explore new skills in the color drawing or American Sign Language class. Learn glass fusing techniques and create a colorful dish in the new Fused Glass Basics class. That's got a cool name, too. And aspiring writers can practice their craft and enroll in creative writing and story worlds, writing your autobiography, or learn grant writing basics in Introduction to Grant Writing. Registration for these spring term community education classes are now open. GED and English language classes are offered at the Curry campus and via Zoom for free. To pre-register for spring term orientation, call GED and Pre-College Education Program at 541-888-1593. Hey, you thinking about earning a degree or certificate? Many classes are available locally and online. Make an appointment to talk to an advisor and get started. Spring term classes start Monday, March 31st For more information on these classes and to register, contact the Student Success Center at Curry Campus, 541-813-1667. And the Curry Campus is now open during spring break, March 24th to 28th, so they're going to be open. Southwestern Oregon Community College leads and inspires lifelong learning through its campuses on the South Oregon coast in Coos and Curry counties. For more information on them, you can visit socc.edu.
All right. Well, what's happening there? And now it's time for a bit of real history with Bushwhacker Bruce.
Right, yeah, Cat. Hey, mates. Bushwhacker Bruce here, and welcome this week. Bit of real history for your knowledge pleasure. Did you know that back in the day there was a celebration in England called Plough Monday? It's true, and here's the story. In medieval times, it was common for ploughs to be blessed by the church on Plough Sunday, and for money to be collected for the plough light, a flame that would be kept burning throughout the year to bring good luck to the ploughmen and farm laborers. Plough Monday was the day when village life in many agricultural areas focused on dragging of a decorated plough, sometimes a real one, but often just a replica, around the community by bands of young men who would knock on doors and ask for money, food, or drink. Well, these men were variously known as plough starts, plough bullocks, plough jacks, or plough jags, or witches. And they often wore very fanciful costumes adorned with ribbons, jewelry, or any other sort of ornament available, including horse brasses. One would often be dressed as a woman who would carry the collecting box. There may even have been some sword dancers, moly dancers, or mummers performing plough plays in some places. The bounty collected from these perambulations was shared out by the individuals concerned, probably to supplement meager wages, or if the weather was bad, sometimes none at all. This economic factor might just have been the reason for the continuance and popularity of the custom throughout the centuries. Today, any monies accrued tend to be distributed to local charities, and even commercial sponsorship is accepted. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's bit of real history with yours truly, Bushwhacker Bruce. Till next time, always keep it real. Hey, the man who would be dressed as going around collecting the box, they call them the Betty.
Nice. Very nice.
The Betty. So there you go. Sounds like a funny custom, but hey,
yeah.
you got to do something.
You gotta have it back in those days. Any excuse for a party.
Yeah, I was just going to say, what else is going on? Ain't no TV, no movies. Yeah.
Well, let's just have a little shindig.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
That's right.
All right. Well, there is an ecstatic dance coming up at the Grange in Harbor, and it's going to be featuring DJ Lady Vegas and DJ Nathaniel. This is happening on Wednesday, the 2nd of April from 7 to 8:30, and there is a donation fee to attend.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Hey, the 5K Run in the Redwoods, 12th Annual Walk and Run Fund to support our parks, will be at the Prairie Creek Redwood State Park on the 5th of April. Registration's at 8:30 a.m. and the race is at 10 a.m. There'll be live music, beverages, and snacks for the racers and more. Hey, to register, you can go to redwoodparksconservancy.org/events.
So the date to get a T-shirt for this event has passed, but you can still participate in the race itself.
And you can still sign up, and maybe there's some T-shirts left over.
Maybe.
So
you never know.
Yeah. Never know.
I'm sad I'm going to miss that one this year. I had a great time running it the year. It was a good one. And
a
lot of hill incline, too. It was like a challenge, which was really cool.
Ooh.
But alas, my schedule's not allowing for it this year. So I'm probably going to do like a virtual attendance one and just like post my run route to the little community thing that they have and still give them a donation.
Oh, cool.
It's for a good cause, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, them good causes, I tell you.
Yeah. I'll participate in my own special way.
That's right.
Well, hey, the Brookings Harbor Leos are doing a shout out here. They ask, are you a teen, 12 to 18 years of age, interested in helping your community and having fun? Then you might want to join the Leos. They meet online on the third Saturday of every month, and they also have fun at a teen hangout on the second Saturday every other month, and that happens at Harmony and Me Music Studio. They have pizza, drinks, games, and snacks. And then they're the group that participates in Teens Teach Tech, their second and fourth Saturday events at the Chetco Library Annex. They do recycle programs, beach cleanups, they help out the food bank, and much more. And this teen group is sponsored by the Brookings Harbor Lions. If you're interested in getting involved or want more information, you can email brookingsharborleos@gmail.com and ask for an application.
Yeah, so they meet online and then they meet in person. I was trying to figure this out, how they wrote it.
Yeah. They have monthly digital meetings, probably for business.
Oh, okay.
And then just social meetings on the 2nd.
Okay, makes sense. Cool. I was trying to figure that out. The way they wrote it was just like, I actually added a little bit to it to make it sound right. Hey, SWAC is presenting Friends of Curry Campus Speaker Series. This will be monarch butterflies in our backyard, and they are too. This will be happening on April 10th, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. This is a free program sponsored by Friends of Curry Campus and will be held in the community room on the southwestern Curry campus located at 96082 Lone Ranch Parkway. It's right off of Highway 101 in Brookings. Dennis Triglio will talk about his love of the monarch butterfly and the petition to have Brookings, Oregon become the first monarch city in Oregon. Vicki Meon and Patsy Haggerty were monarch enthusiasts, and together with Dennis, they started the Brookings, Oregon Monarch Advocates group in 2015. I remember when they started. Mm-hmm. They had monthly meetings, 2 monarch festivals in Azalea Park on the 2017 and 2018, and started collecting monarch butterfly eggs and milkweed for the students at Kalmiopsis Elementary School, which were reared indoors away from predators in the garden.
And they actually did that at the library, too.
Yeah,
and there is a picture floating around somewhere out there of me tagging a butterfly for research
Yes, I remember
purposes.
that, yeah.
And if somebody has that picture, but it's like me in like a steampunk outfit because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
And tagging that, but I've lost track of that picture. But it's such a cool thing to do, the indoor rearing to get them out there for
Well, I'm
study.
glad they're bringing it back or whatever. Yeah. Dennis is kicking it up a notch or whatever.
Yeah, that's awesome.
All right. Well, we better get out of here. We've done finished off. Oh, what a great show.
Yeah.
Hey, so, it's got the flying fickle finger of fate from the producer, so it's time to close out this week's show. Hey, before we go, I'd like to give a shout out to our Phyllis producers, Ray and Tom, for all their great work each week helping us bring our show to the airwaves. Hey, thank you all for tuning into this week's Insider Report, and please make sure to tune in on a daily basis to KCIW 100.7 FM and catch all the fine shows they have to offer, including the show podcasts, which of course, you can find the Insider Report on. Just go into kciw.org and you will be on your merry way. And you can also check out the live streaming that's available. Hey, until next week, this is Cousin Bruce Ellis.
And I'm Kat Liddell.
We are signing off. So please support local businesses, keep it real, and spread the love and the peace every chance you get. And hey,
we'll see you out there.
Bam!
For music credits for the preceding show, go to kciw.org/credits.